You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do our review for Better Call Saul, Episode 2, and another solid episode to follow up what was a premiere, which was a solid episode. So we picked up right where we left off last night, and you know, the way the show started, I really thought those boys were going to bite the dust, because I figured if they had lived, there's no point in going back to see what was going on in the house after they got there. So when they showed that, I thought to myself, well, they're probably going to show us how they get killed. And then finally, after about 5 minutes, Saul makes it there, and we see how things pop off. And before you know it, we're in the desert, a very familiar territory. For those of you who've watched Breaking Bad, many scenes, many things have taken place, I should say, in the desert. And this, for me, was probably the best scene on the episode. For me personally, was when he talked himself out of trouble, and he's about to take off. Tuco's going to kill these kids just for disrespecting his grandmother, his abuelita, abuelita. And when he went back, you know, anybody else probably would have saved their own ass. To see that he actually has some compassion was pretty cool, and the negotiation was very interesting. He really kind of talked Tuco down. You know, Tuco, as crazy as he is and as dumb as he may seem, he really isn't that dumb. He's actually rather smart. To see them negotiating back and forth was not only entertaining, it was very funny and a little bit spooky, because he would take some of the things that James said and would kind of twist it to something else. Like when James was like, well, you know, there's an eye for an eye. He's like, oh, you want me to take their eyes out? And, you know, it was a good scene. It was really showing his skills as a lawyer. And to come away with those kids only having each one broken leg, despite what they were bitching about when they got out the car, when they got to the ambulance, or rather the hospital, he saved their ass. He saved their ass. I mean, if I was in that situation, believe me, I think anyone would take a broken leg rather than being skinned alive or having a Colombian necktie. I think a broken leg, I'll take that any day of the week over any of the other ones. But, so that was a good scene. That was a great scene, actually. And I started cracking up. I started dying when Tuco was talking and this and that. And then his henchman said something, and he walks up to him. He's like, I told you not to help. You know, when you think about what happened in Breaking Bad, I said to myself, I wonder if he's going to get a beating here, just not one that kills him, obviously. But, no, but just the fact that he said something and Tuco walked up to him, I just started dying, because, you know, we all know what happened. So yeah, and interesting, because now with that happening, with those events playing out, this pretty much looks like the start of the transition to Saul Goodman, because, you know, we see that, you know, again, I emphasized this yesterday, and I'll reemphasize it. He is a working lawyer. He does have a little bit of swag on him. He is a bit of a scammer. He just hasn't perfected that craft yet. He's still a little or I shouldn't say rusty, a little rough around the edges, a little inexperienced. And it's nice, as later on in the episode, as you see him working, you know, they're going through, the music's playing in the background, and he's hustling, man. He's busting tail. A true starving lawyer trying to make his way. You know, when he was on a date with that fine blonde, at first it took me a minute to figure out, why is he staring at the broken bread? But then when they really started focusing on it and emphasizing it, obviously, it bothered him how much. And did you see the guy in the wheelchair? The one guy, the first one they rolled in, his leg is like all to the side. Oh man, that was bad. Oof. Tuco, you bad motherfucker. But yeah, another solid episode. And, you know, there's certain highlights of the show, this episode that I really like. One, of course, the negotiation in the desert with him and Tuco. And then later on with, when he's in his office, quote unquote, and talking with Tuco's, I'm assuming it's his family member, and right there, we know this, you know, the guy knows this. The only one that doesn't know this yet is James, But that's it. He's in. He's in. That's it. There's no escape. He's seen their faces. The reason they didn't kill him was obviously they were going to leverage him, because you know that you don't leave any loose ends. And considering that his ass got saved, and considering that he saved the boy's ass, believe me, they're going to leverage him. They're going to make sure that they utilize whatever skills he has and his knowledge of the law to do certain things. This first little mission here, or whatever they want to do, that's just nothing. That's just to get him paid. That's to put money in his pocket so that way he gets hungry. And that's how it starts. Once you get that first bit of money, well, you know, I mean, not that I know anything about that, but anyway, you know, it was a really good episode. You even had the portion of the show that was very funny. As I said, when he's in the courthouse working all day, we see his exchanges with Mike. Mike's such a stickler. I really like the theme of the show so far, you know, because Bob Odenkirk is very funny in this role, but you can see that he's very capable of doing some dramatic scenes. He's very capable of carrying some scenes that might be more serious or a little bit spooky or a little bit on the edge of your seat. I mean, obviously we know he's not going to get killed, but that doesn't make it any less you know, we didn't know. Maybe he would have gotten his own leg broken if something didn't go the right way, or if he didn't talk his way out of it. So I like how they are using his gift for gab and utilizing that on the show to get his ass out of trouble, you know, and while we could have come to expect that, now we're going to see that full time. And that's what I like about it. That's what I'm looking forward to. And now already in the second episode, he's in the game. So now it's going to be interesting to see just how much of a transition from James McGill to Saul Goodman we're going to see from this point to the end of the season, which I believe if I'm not mistaken, it's 10 episodes and then 13 on season 2, which they already signed on for. So, but it was a good episode. Again, it's nice to see Tuco back. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of him. It's nice to see Mike, and it's going to be interesting to see how Mike went from his job, you know, as a parking clerk to becoming what he was in Breaking Bad, I should say. And it's funny, I was dying when when James came out the car and he's like, yeah, you know, you're like a troll, like a toll troll. And he's doing all this. This is hilarious. And I like that mixture. I like that mixture of comedy because his gift for gab gives him an opportunity to say some really funny one-liners, or even make some really funny stories up to get his ass out of trouble, or get somebody else out of trouble, or win a case, whatever it may be. So I'm really liking the show so far. I really do. You know, it's funny when you watch shows that are based on a prior show, you know, a spin-off, a lot of times you sit there, you begin to kind of compare it to the show, or look for elements in the new show that were in the old show. And I haven't done that so far. You know, so far I like the fact that this feels like its own thing. And a lot of that goes to Bob Odenkirk. I mean, I really liked him on Breaking Bad. And once I watched Breaking Bad and I understood the lore and I learned about the characters, now I can really appreciate this show because I know who I'm watching. I know what he turns into. I know what's going to get him. You know, I know that this show is going to get him to the point that I saw him when I liked him. So I'm really looking forward to this as it continues along. And yeah, very good episode. We're going to see how this plays out. You know he's going to call this guy. And the minute he gets that first payday, better call Saul. Word up. That's what it's going to be. Anyway, guys, that's it for this review. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.